Pulisic opened the scoring against the Germans in the 27th minute. Gundogan tied it in the 39th. In the second half, Germany pulled away with Füllkrug in the 58th and Musiala in the 61st. Let's start there. Interesting game. I think the weather had a lot to do with it. I'm not an excuse guy, though. I think that the speed was probably more to the Germans' liking, actually, to be totally honest, because they were able to get a hold of it. But the first half, we looked like a pretty good team. We looked like a team that could hang with some bigger nations and some more traditional power teams. Michael, you're always a straight shooter when it comes to Americans playing soccer. What was your thoughts?
My thoughts on this one, if I'm looking at this German team, I'm not blown away by it. I think they have some really good individual players. I think Musiala is really good. Leroy Sané, I'm pretty sure I was talking to you, literally was he doesn't really pop up anywhere and impact the game, and then led to the first goal. Gundogan obviously is big, but I think I said last week we have to be competing, and apart from the first 25 minutes, I don't think we did anything. I think I am leaning more towards now where you guys were with Berhalter because of that performance.
Yeah.
I just think I think it's so insane how bad we can look at times when before it was consistently good, and I know it's against lesser opposition, but this German team lost to Japan, and Japan crushed Canada. Mm-hmm. Japan has been just beating everybody. So really, we're not even close to Japan, who, is I would say more like a top 10-ish team right now, at least playing like it.
I think that's...
I don't think that's ridiculous.
Japan just beat the shit out of Canada, too, but Canada's a boat without a captain, quite literally. I think the other thing that's key here is, Mexico tied Germany yesterday as well, 2 days ago, whenever it was. I don't disagree. I don't think this is the strongest German team, and I don't think they necessarily know what they're doing. But new manager bump, which I'm sure Dylan was going to mention, Nagelsmann's first game. Dylan, what were your thoughts? You're usually the pro-U.S. guy here. Give us a glass half full.
Well, one, yes, new manager bump. There's nothing you can do about it. Two, I thought the first half, for the most part, was good and exciting. To the point where I think you saw Berhalter kind of let the forwards play and try and be creative for once, which was nice to see. I think the problem, I know you called him a dude of the week, but I think you need to find the right pairing in the back of which center backs can play where Serginho, because he gets real excited and goes way up the pitch, and if you don't have the right tandem back there, it leaves us in a bad spot defensively. Also to the point where I think Weston comes back and tries and helps, and then you're playing five at the back, and it just throws everything in the whack too. So I think that's just needs to get sorted, and that's kind of what led to the 2 goals and then happening with Germany. I know you want positivity, but the thing that concerns me, and hopefully this changes, is we clearly showed him we're getting to Ghana, but we're beating teams we're supposed to beat now, which is great. We need to now actually compete with the teams that we're used to, even though Germany we have a record of beating in the past, but we need to start actually competing against European teams, because when I think everyone's probably seen the stat, Greg against top 20 teams, I think is 4-4-5, and 3 of the wins out of the 4 are against Mexico. It's great, let's keep beating Mexico, but it'd be nice to beat people that aren't Mexican, and also other European teams that aren't Northern Ireland, and go from there. That's the part that's concerning from all this.
So before we get Nick's 2 cents, I will say, and I think that you're right, Serginho played left back against Germany, was sitting next to Ream, played right back against Ghana, and was sitting next to Robinson. And I think that, I think that they patrol him and Weah when he's not right back. They patrol a sideline so much better than if he's at left back and Pulisic is running the left side, Pulisic cuts to the center so much more, and I don't think he has that support that he normally has with Weah. But I'm not a tactician. Like, I don't know if that's true. Nick, your initial thoughts on game 1 here?
It's the same problem we have. I mean, first off, we lose to a team that couldn't get out of the group stage. So if you want to talk about playing against top teams and everything like that, like, not a good start. But second off, again, look at any team that makes any run in a major tournament. And you just look at sports in general. What is the one piece of the game you can always control? You can always affect no matter what? Defending. You can always defend. You might not be great going forward. You can struggle to be connecting passes, whatever it is. But if you're going to continue to not defend, Serginho Dest is a liability. I'll say it. He's an absolute liability. That if he's going to talk about it's about decision making. When and when not to go. How, if you are going to go, how are you going to go about it? And until we get, and I love Robinson on the left, but again, he's someone that is really great going forward, but we're not good enough defensively to be successful in the long term. So until we get that figured out, like, we'll be able to scramble around, Copa America and be okay, obviously, and we'll sit there as the second tier of teams. We're obviously not a top tier team, but we can sit in that second grouping. But I don't see anything changing until it's Greg out, because you're not going to teach them how to play defense. They're not going to be any good. Period. We're not going to win until we defend.